Hi everyone, and welcome to this class on opening up the hips, opening up the space around the lower belly, the pelvis, and tapping into the energy of Svadistana, our second chakra. This energy is associated with our sense of creativity, our sense of freedom, our sense of desire, and our sense of bringing a creative spirit into our lives. So we're just going to start right here by bringing ourselves into a comfortable seat. If this isn't comfortable for you, you can sit back onto your heels, or you can sit up on a brick. And just start by taking your right hand onto your lower belly and your left hand flat onto your lower back. And take a moment to settle in and start to take some deep breaths down into the belly and into the chest. And exhale out of your mouth. Just let your day drop away. 2 more breaths like that. And last one, full breath in. And a smooth breath out. Good, and then come into a rhythmic flow of breath in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils. And just feel your belly press up against your right hand, press up against your back hand, and exhale all of the air out nice and slow. And start to breathe down a little bit deeper and allow your belly and your hand to kind of move out a little further as you inhale in. And as you exhale, see if you can just get your belly to relax into your hands. Take 2 more breaths like that. So breathing in a little deeper and exhaling to relax into your hands. Keep breathing. And as your breath flows in and out, just start to notice the space between your hands. And notice how it feels to breathe down into the region of that lower belly and the pelvis. How does this space of the lower belly and the pelvis feel on a physical level? And as you breathe into that space, how does it make you feel mentally and emotionally? We're slowly starting to ground out of our day and into the class. Let's take 5 more deep breaths in and out here. And just notice that space down in the lower belly as you breathe into it. This is the space where the energy of our Svadistana Chakra sits. This energy is associated with our sense of creativity and freedom, and our sense of mobility and connectedness to many different things like our sexuality, our desire, and our sense of letting go of things that don't serve us. It also houses our emotions. The element of this energy is said to be water, and it kind of makes sense in association with all the reproductive and digestive organs being situated down here. There's a lot of water there, a lot of lubrication, and so what we're trying to do today from a physical level is to open up this space around the hips, the lower belly, the lower back, and to hopefully get any blockages associated with those energies to release. If that resonates with you, that's great, and if it doesn't, that's totally fine. The one thing I'd suggest today, though, is to take structure and stiffness out of the practice and to just kind of move with the flow. Just take 1 more deep breath in and out here. And then slowly bring yourself down onto your hands and knees in front of you. And just make yourself comfortable. And before you start to move, let's just press down into the hands, the knees and the feet and ground down into structure 1 more time, just for a moment, just getting a sense of where we are on our mat. And take 3 cat-cows here. and start to feel the spine ripple. So we're kind of moving away from the energy of what the first chakra's energy is associated with, which is structure and grounding, and we're moving into the hips and into that movement of flow and mobility. Just take one more breath here and focus on the spot around the hips as you breathe into this space. And then come back to a neutral position, and from here I'd like you to move around in a way that serves you. So move around intuitively. That might mean, for example, circling your spine, drawing circles with your ribcage, for example, or it might mean looking back towards your feet and stretching into the sides of the body, or you could circle your head. But I guess just moving away from that sense of stiffness and that sense of needing to be really structured in our practice. Just take one more breath wherever you're at right now. And then when you're ready, you can step your right leg back behind you and just stretch that out for a little bit. And step your left leg back behind you, come into your plank, and just move your heels forwards and backwards to get into the backs of those hamstrings, and take a full breath in, and keeping that movement in your posture and in your shape, come back to your downward facing dog and just start to pedal your knees out left to right, move your hips from side to side, and get a sense of where you are today and how your body feels. Let's take 2 more deep breaths in and out. Grounding down into the feet and the hands, and then flowing into the region of those hips by pedaling the knees out. And when you're ready, you can lift your left leg up into a 3-legged downward facing dog. And from here, I'd like you to bend your left knee, bring your left knee up a little higher, and come into that opened 3-legged downward facing dog. Good. And from here, we're going to work in that mobility and that fluidity into the pose, and we're going to circle the knee so as to massage into the hip. So just draw 3 circles with your left knee. That's it. And when you're ready, exhale and bring that left knee to your left elbow into a plank position. And then inhale, bring the knee back into your 3-legged down dog and circle the opposite way. And just draw 3 rotations. Massaging into the hip. And then take a full breath in. And as you exhale, bring your left knee to your right elbow. Good. And then inhale, stretch your left leg back behind you for a 3-legged down dog before stepping the foot forward on the exhale to the top of your mat. Drop your back knee to the ground. Come up onto your fingertips and just start by moving your hips back as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, move your hips forward and just stretch into that right thigh. Good. So keeping that mobility there, breathing in, moving back, and breathing out, moving forward. And last one, slow breath in and out. And exhaling. Nice. Keep your right hand grounded. Inhale, lift your left arm up. And as you exhale, just hold here or sink your hips a little deeper. And press down into your right hand, reach your left arm up. And exhale. And last one, just breathe in, reaching up with that left hand, pressing down with your right arm. And exhale. Good. After your exhale, bring your left hand onto your left knee. Walk your right hand a little further out to your right side and press your left knee away from you. And sink your hips. So just coming into a wider kind of sinking of those hips there. Good. You can hold here for the next 2 breaths, or you can lift your left arm up and take your 2 breaths, stretching to the side of the body as well. And continuously try and move a little bit just to really get that flow and that fluidity into the pose. And take a final big breath in, and as you exhale, bring your left hand back behind you and onto the floor. Good. And from here, what we're going to do is step our back foot forward into Muladhara, a yogi squat. Nice. And I'll scoot around so you can see me. Take your arms onto the insides of your legs, your palms together. Take a full breath into your belly and chest. And as you exhale, just draw your chin in and curl your back behind you. 2 more, breathing in, lifting your belly forward and your chest up. And to exhale, draw it in, round your back behind you. Good, last one, full breath in. Slowly just curling the spine and checking in with it really. Nice, after the exhale, drop your hands to the floor. And as you breathe in, I want you to open your chest up. And as you exhale, we're coming into a forward fold, keeping our feet in the same position. So just lifting the hips up and folding down. And then inhale, come back to your Muladhara. Keep your hands on the floor if you can. Open your chest up. And exhale to fold. Last one, breathing in. And breathing out. Nice, turn your feet to point forward. Take a hold of your elbows and bend your knees and then sway your arms from side to side. Let's take 2 deep breaths in and out. Do a couple of yeses and nos with your head. Release into the neck. Last breath. And then release your hands to the floor. Press into your feet. And I want you to reach down to the floor and then reach forward and up as you breathe in. And as you exhale, bring your hands down through to your heart center. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And as you exhale, float them down beside you. 1 more, breathing in. And breathing out. Good. Inhale, lift your arms up, and from here, bend your left elbow, place your right hand on top of it, and just stretch into your tricep. Take a full breath into your belly and chest. And exhale, stretch a little deeper. Good, 1 more full breath in. And a slow breath out. Nice, and then from here, reach both arms up. And as you exhale, bring your hands down through to your heart center. And from here, what I'd like you to do is bring your hands beside you, take your right hand on top of your head, and just drop your right ear down to your right shoulder. Nice, now can you press away with the heel of your left hand? So you're reaching down with that heel of the left hand and just folding into the shoulder and around the neck and stretching into the neck. Take a deep breath here. As you exhale, just gently tuck your chin down and then inhale to roll your head back up. And exhale to roll your head down and inhale to roll it up. And last one. That's it. And from here, we're just going to hold and take 3 deep breaths and see if you can take your attention down to your Svadistana Chakra, down to the 2nd chakra, the region of the hips and the belly, and just breathe into the space and notice how it's feeling. Does it feel a little easier to breathe in a little deeper? 1 more breath. After your exhale, just slide your right hand down the side of your head and lift your head up with that right hand. Reach both arms up and then bring your arms to cactus arms and just start to circle your elbows. So you're circling the elbows to rotate into the shoulders, kind of like how we circled the knees before to rotate into the hips. Can you feel how it's just the elbows moving but the shoulders are getting the benefit? Nice. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And as you exhale, fold yourself all the way down. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale to fold, and from here we're going to step our left foot back, coming into a low lunge, and then we're going to ground down into our feet again, embodying that structure and that strength through our feet to inhale and flow up into our arms, high crescent lunge. As you exhale, bend both knees. 2 more breaths, breathing in and breathing out. And last one, breathing in and breathing out. And then inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale to extend them forward and bring them down onto the floor and step yourself back into your plank. Lower yourself down for your vinyasa flow. Inhale for 1 cobra here. Exhale to roll your spine down. And then tuck your toes under, lift yourself up to plank or a tabletop and meet in downward facing dog. Nice, keep that fluidity in your body. Take 2 deep breaths, bending the knees left to right and checking in with the hips on the left side, which is where we stretched a little bit. And it's checking in with the hips on the right side, which is what we opened up last round. Now let's get into it. Lift your right leg up. Press the heel back behind you before bending your knee and opening your hip out to the right side. And then circle your right knee 3 times. Maybe make note of which direction you're rotating in, circling in. And then take a full breath in. And bring your right knee to your right elbow plank position. Inhale to press back and rotate the other way. And then bring your right knee to your left elbow plank position. Inhale to reach the leg back behind you. 3-legged down dog, and exhale, step the foot forward to the top of the mat. Drop your back knee to the floor. Come up onto your fingertips. Inhale to move your hips back. And exhale to move them forward. Stretching into the left side, 2 more. Flow with your breath. Keep your body mobile and kind of fluid. And if you want to change it up in a way that suits you, please do it. Go for it. It feels good. Last one. Nice. Ground your left hand down. Inhale, lift your right arm up. And really press down into the floor as you reach up to the ceiling. Turn your palm to face the front of your mat. 2 more breaths. Extending up, pressing down. And last one, breathing in. Exhale to float your top hand down. And bring it onto your right knee. And from here, walk your left hand out a little further to the left. Press the knee away from you. Take a full breath in. Move your hips back. And exhale, sink your hips down. Take 2 breaths in and out here. And last one. Good, and then move your hips back behind you. And from here, we are going to step ourselves forward into Muladhara, a yogi squat, just like before. Bring your arms onto the insides of your knees. Take a breath into your belly and your chest. And as you exhale, curl your back behind you, tuck your chin down. 2 more, breathing in, lifting up. And breathing out, tucking the chin, rounding the back. And last one, full breath in. And a smooth breath out. Drop your hands to the floor, take a full breath in. And as you exhale, lift your hips up, fold yourself down. 2 more, drop the hips down, open yourself up. And exhale, folding down, lifting the hips up. Last one. Nice and slow. And exhale. Good, hold here, turn your feet to point forward. Take a hold of your elbows and just sway your arms from side to side. And then bring your hands and your arms to center, or your arms to center rather, and just move your hips from side to side. Notice how that feels different. Feeling into the lower back. Exhaling to release. And then releasing your hands down to the floor. Extending your arms out in front of you and then reaching them up as you breathe in. And exhale your hands down through to your heart center. Inhale to reach your arms up. And exhale to bring them down. 2 more. Just relaxing your shoulders as you do this. And last one. Good, and then sweep your arms out in front of you and bend your right elbow, place your left hand onto it to stretch into your right tricep. Now, interesting little fact here, if you can feel the stretch in the front of that tricep here, then that's good because you're stretching into the muscle, which is what we want. You're extending it. If you feel a pinching though, in the back of your shoulder, just here, then that's not great because that might be bone touching bone. So if you're feeling that pinching in the back of the shoulder, just back off a little and find the stretch another way. Take another full breath in and exhale to release your arms down. From here, we're going to take our left hand onto the top of our head, press your right heel of the hand away from you and drop your left ear down to your left shoulder. See if you can relax your left shoulder as well. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, just roll the chin down, stretching the neck. Inhaling back up. And exhaling down. And inhaling back up. And exhaling down. And then inhale back up the center and hold here. Press the heel of the hand away from you. And take 2 more deep breaths in and out. And once again, tune into your Svadistana Chakra, that region around the hips. Think of the element of water flowing in and out with each breath. And because this region is connected to our emotional energy, just check in with how you feel. And notice if that's changed for you at all since the start of the class. After that third exhale, you can lift your head back up. And from here, reach your arms up. Come into those cactus arms again and rotate your shoulders, rotate your elbows, stretch into them. Work out any kinks. And take 1 more deep breath in and out. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Exhale, fold yourself all the way down. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And from here, we're going to step our right foot back behind us. Ground down into our feet. Press that right heel back behind you and engage your right thigh as you sweep your arms up, high crescent lunge. Exhale, bend both knees. 2 more breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. Good. Bring your hands down onto the floor. And from here, drop your back knee down to the ground. Inhale to open your chest up. And as you exhale, I want you to do your best to straighten both legs and fold yourself over that front leg. Even if there's a little bend, that's okay. Just trying to stretch into the hamstring. If you've got bricks, you can take them there as well. And then inhale, drop the back knee down. Open your chest up and see if you can squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then exhale, fold. 1 more. Full breath in. And a slow breath out. Good. And then drop that back knee down to the floor. And from here, we're going to walk our left foot over towards our right wrist. And then drop our left knee down onto the ground. Keep up on your hands to begin with. Before you lower down into your pigeon, flatten your back foot out and see if you can move your back leg a little further back behind you. This helps us get onto the top of the kneecap. And it helps to stop knee pain from happening in poses such as this one. When you're ready, take a full breath into your belly and chest. And as you exhale, almost like swan dive forward with your chest before bringing yourself down into your pigeon pose. And come down as far as it suits you. Breathe into the space of the hips. And take 4 deep breaths in and out. Let the breath move in and out like a wave. Let your exhale crash out of you, like waves up against a beach shore. Last breath. And then really slowly bring yourself up onto your hands as you breathe in. And all we're going to do here, it looks a little confusing, but it's really not. We're going to drop our left hip down to the left side and roll ourselves back into Janushirshasana, a one-legged seated fold, pointing to the back of our mat. Now you might need to move your laptop or your phone or your computer if you are where you are and you can't see me. But all we're going to do are some forward folds here, stretching into the lower back now. So as you inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, extend your hands forward as far as you can and then to the outside of that left leg before bringing yourself down. And what we're looking to do is to stretch into the left side of the lower back. Take 3 deep breaths in and out here. And after your third exhale, take both hands onto your right leg and inhale, lift your chest up a little bit. And as you exhale, stretch yourself forward. On your inhale, can you relax a little bit? And on your exhale, can you stretch yourself forward a little bit? And then again on your inhale, relax and soften, and exhale to stretch a little deeper. And take one more breath like that. Nice, and from here, all we're going to do is move our right foot out to the right a little bit, move our left foot out to the left a little bit, and inhale, sweep our arms up. And as you exhale, reach them forward and fold yourself down the midline of your legs. It doesn't matter how low you go, just looking for a stretch in the groin. Take 3 deep breaths, inhaling to relax, exhaling to stretch. And last one. After that third exhale, spider crawl your hands forward, reach them up as you breathe in, and exhale your hands down through to your heart center. Nice, from here what we're going to do is take our left leg in towards our chest and then just bring that right leg in line with the center of your mat. Hug that left knee in with your left arm, inhale to lift your right arm up, and then bring your right arm back behind you with your fingertips pointing back to the top of your mat. We're going to come into a wild thing pose, or if you don't like that, you can come into a side plank. For wild thing, my tip would be to use both legs to lift yourself up. And it kind of looks like this, and maybe have a look first before you have a go. We're going to drop the right toes down to the right side, and we're lifting our hips up off the floor, reaching our left arm back behind us, and then what we're trying to do is lift that right hip up a little higher and stretch into the whole front of the body. Have a go at that. Take 3 deep breaths in and out. Really press into your right leg as well as your left. And then take one more full breath in. And as you exhale, lift your left arm up and just turn yourself back to the top of your mat. Lower yourself down onto your belly. Use your knees if you need to. Inhale for your cobra. Exhale to roll your spine down. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up off the floor or come up into a plank and meet in downward facing dog. And then inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step it forward to the top of the mat. Drop your back knee to the ground. Inhale to come into that lunge cat-cow that we did before. And as you exhale, tuck the back toes under and try and fold yourself over that right leg. 2 more. Breathing in, dropping the back knee down, lifting the chest up, squeezing the shoulders together, and exhale, folding down. And last one, breathing in and breathing out. Good, and then inhale, drop the back knee to the floor, and from here just walk your right foot over to the left wrist, and then drop your right knee down to the ground. And before you come down into your pigeon pose, again scoot that left leg a little further back behind you. Inhale, lift your chest up, and as you exhale, reach your chest forward, swan diving it all the way down. Take 5 deep breaths in and out here, going as low as feels comfortable for you. Once again, checking in with how you're feeling right now. And I know I'm repeating that quite a bit, but I guess the reason being is that it's said that we store all of our emotions in our hips. And as we open up that space, we might sometimes feel a little bit flooded by those emotions. If that's the case for you, then just breathe through it. Not that that's easy to do, but have a go at just focusing on your breath and breathing down into the region of the hips. Feeling the space soften as you exhale. And take 2 more rounds of breath here. Just noticing not only the physical situation of the body, but also how your mental and emotional sides are going too, and trying to tune into that. Take 1 more breath. After the exhale, lift yourself up onto your hands and just drop your right hip down to the side. And from here, we're just going to turn ourselves back to the back of our mats. Inhale to sweep both arms up, coming into that Janushirshasana pose, that one-legged seated forward fold. If your right foot is not in your left thigh, bring it there. And as you exhale, fold yourself to the outside of your left leg. Just trying to find the stretch into the right side of the lower back. Inhale, lift your chest up. And exhale, fold down. Draw your chin inwards and take 3 deep breaths in and out. And then bring your left hand over your left leg as well. So now folding the body straight down the line of the leg. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, reach yourself forward over your left leg. Inhale to relax. Exhale to extend. Take 2 more breaths like that. Good, and then gently roll your spine up nice and slow. Inhale to reach your arms up. And then move your left foot out to the left a little. Move your right foot out to the right a little. And fold yourself down the center line of your legs, bringing your hands down. Inhale to lift your chest up. And as you exhale, fold yourself all the way down. Good, and just take 3 deep breaths here. Stretching into the areas of the groin. There's that inside of the leg that can get really tight sometimes. Last one. And then gently press into your hands, lift your spine up to vertical, reach your arms up. Breathe into your belly and your chest, and exhale, float your hands down. Good, take your right leg in towards you. Line yourself up with the center of your mat with that left leg. Wrap your right arm around your right leg. Inhale to lift your left arm up, and as you exhale, you're bringing that left arm back behind you, fingers pointing to the front of the mat. All we're going to do here is the same thing as we did on the previous side. We're going to lift our hips up, and I'll say it again, where I think people kind of struggle, they kind of get up to this point here, they don't know how to get up higher. This bottom leg is not just relaxing and doing no work. You need to press the foot down into the floor. It helps to engage your left thigh muscle, and then lift your hips up. Press down into that right leg. It's hard, but it feels so good once you're up. Try to square your hips to the front of the room, or to the top of the room rather, and just breathe here. 2 more breaths. Reach your right arm back behind you. Full breath in, a full breath out. And then inhale, lift the right arm up and bring it back behind you and down onto the floor to come into your plank. Lower yourself all the way down onto your belly. Inhale for your cobra. Exhale to lower down. And from here, just tuck your toes under and bring yourself back into an extended child's pose. So knees out wide, feet together, coming all the way back. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Take the time to soften into the hips. 2 more. And last one. When you're ready, press into your feet and your hands, lift yourself up to tabletop. We're going to come into Anahatasana, which is heart melting pose. Key to this pose is to keep the hips above the knees, so not let them move forwards or backwards. If they do a little bit, it's fine. But the aim is to keep them above, and then to extend your arms out in front of you as far as you can before sinking your chest down. Either coming down onto your belly or your chin or on your elbows. And trying to relax through the shoulders and through your neck. Take 2 more breaths here. When you're ready, press into your hands and your feet, lift yourself up to a tabletop position. Cross your ankles over, just scoot yourself forward onto the sitting bones. And then bring your legs out in front of you. You come all the way down onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest and give them a gentle squeeze. And the last pose we're going to do here today, we're going to do both sides, is we're going to cross the ankles over and take a hold of our feet and then kick our feet away from us. Just stretch into the sides of the legs. Just notice how that feels. That's it. And then just change sides, so bring the other leg on top. Sometimes it can feel nice to cross the legs over if you want a deeper stretch and to bring the knees kind of on top of one another. Otherwise, just cross your legs over, kick the feet away and stretch into the sides of the legs. Take one more round of breath here and exhale out of your mouth with a sigh. Good, and then release your feet down to the floor. And from here, just bring your hands beside you. And I'd like you to drop your knees to the right side and then to the left side and just windmill them from side to side. 5 on each side to loosen out any build up in the hips that might be there. And then come back to a neutral position and just notice how when your knees are bent and your feet are flat on the floor that your lower back is flat and supported. You can bring your arms out beside you and just feel that flat and supported space underneath you. Take a couple of deep breaths in and out. And take some time to ground into this position. If you'd like to straighten your legs, you can. And then we'll just close the class off with 1 minute of relaxation with Shavasana. If you'd like, you can bring your hands onto your belly and just start to take some deeper inhales down into that space again. Breathing in completely and exhaling to relax. Keep the breath rolling in and out. Sometimes when we work into the space, we can find our emotions flood us a little bit too much, which I mentioned before. Another technique to kind of ground yourself down, especially in Shavasana, is to focus on the weight of your hands and your feet as they weigh down into the ground. Focus on the weight of your arms and your legs, and of your hips and your shoulders. And feel them sink down as you exhale. Let's just take 5 more deep breaths in and out to close the class. And if there's anything else that's not serving you today from a physical level or a mental or emotional level, see if you can let it go on the exhale, even just a little bit. Last breath, make it a deep one, make it count. And then start to wriggle your fingers and your toes, circle your ankles and your wrists, and take a big breath in, reach your arms back behind you. And as you exhale, bring your knees onto your chest and curl your spine up off the floor. And then roll over onto your left side. And just take a moment or two to just tune in with yourself before you head back out into your day or evening or night. Make sure that everything's feeling all right at least. And then press yourself up to a seated position. And if you need a little bit more time, you can stay there. If there's a little bit too much energy flowing in you right now, take some cleansing breaths out of the mouth. Otherwise, just take a full breath in, lift your arms up, and exhale your hands down through to your heart center. Let's take one more breath into the Svadistana Chakra, the sacral chakra, the second chakra. Breathing down into the belly. And breathing out. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the class, and I hope to see you again. Namaste.